November 1942. A damp, gray airfield near Abbeville, France. He and his pilots, the Experten, are the undisputed masters of this airspace. It is not one plane, but two fuselages, bolted to a single wing.
A Zerstörer. It is a flying coffin.
And the Americans call it the Lightning.
They mock its tricycle landing gear. They mock its twin booms, which present a target twice as large as a Spitfire.
They call it der Gabelschwanz, the forktail. It is a curiosity, a joke.
These German aces are flying the deadliest piston engine fighters in the world, the FW-190, the Gustav, a purebred interceptor. This Amera thing is an aberration, an ugly, oversized, complicated experiment.
Across the channel, the men of the U.S. 8th Air Force are facing a crisis. Their flying fortresses, the B-17,
They need an escort, a little friend. The Spitfire doesn't have the legs, its range still too short. Their only hope is Kelly Johnson's radical design from Lockheed, the P-38 Lightning.
Revolutionary turbo superchargers, designed to let it breathe and fight, where the German 109s and 190s begin to choke. But it is a handful. It's mechanically fussy. Its cockpit is a nightmarish web of duplicate controls. British test pilots had privately warned the Americans it was a widowmaker. He and his men wait. They are hunters, and this new, clumsy-looking animal is about to enter their forest.
March 15, 1943. 28,000 feet over the North Sea, approaching the German coast.
His breath fogging, frost on his canopy. He is violently, uncontrollably cold. The P-38's heating system is a cruel joke. He isn't just flying his Lightning. He is fighting it.
Trying to keep the Allisons. They are coughing, protesting another British fuel.
The Lightning, now flying on one engine, loses all its speed and begins a long, sickening slide out of formation. It is a death sentence.
Bogies. 11 o'clock high. The radio crackles with a metallic scream of panic.
They burst through the thin cirrus clouds above them, a rote of Focke-Wulf 190s.
He sees the American formation for what it is, scattered, slow, and terrified.
His target is the straggler, the one-engined cripple. But then he spots another P-38, making the single most fatal mistake.
Hartman laughs into his mask. The P-38's roll rate is atrocious.
It's like trying to make a cargo truck do a snap roll. As the American plane wallows, Hartman pulls his nose through.
He doesn't need to aim for the engines. Kelly Johnson's design has one other terrible flaw.
The central nacelle, where the pilot sits, is also where all the guns, the ammunition, the cannon, and the main...
Hartman squeezes the trigger. The air ignites. A stream of 20mm Minengeschoss shells, high-explosive mine shells, strikes the P-38's nose. There is no elegant trail of smoke. The American fighter simply ceases to exist.
for the 8th Air Force, the spring and summer of 1943 are a nightmare.
Its pilots are freezing, sometimes literally suffering from frostbite at their controls.
And in a high-speed dive, its controls lock up, a terrifying phenomenon known as compressibility, sending pilots...
The Gabelschwanz is a joke, a flying coffin, a widowmaker.
The 78th Fighter Group is decimated. The losses are so horrific that in August, the group is pulled from combat. The P-38, the miracle weapon, has been beaten. The bombers are still dying. The air war over Germany seems unwinnable.
The Burbank, California, the bright, relentless sun of 1943 beats down on the Lockheed factory. Lockheed's engineers and veteran pilots, like Colonel Benjamin Kelsey, are angry.
But the deadliest mystery is compressibility.
The airframe begins to shake so violently that the instruments blur. Then, the controls go dead. The stick feels like it's set in concrete.
Finally, Chief Test Pilot Tony Levere takes a P-38 up, determined to find the answer, or die trying.
He pushes it into the dive. The shaking begins. The controls lock. His feedback breaks the case. It isn't a mechanical flaw. It's the air itself. A shockwave forms, killing the lift. When a pilot enters a dive, he flicks a switch. These flaps extend. Control is instantly, miraculously restored.
This dive recovery flap transforms the P-38.
The problematic intercoolers are completely redesigned, housed in new chin nacelles under the engines. This solves the engine failures.
They rip out the pathetic cockpit heating system. The cockpit becomes so effective that pilots would soon fly in their shirt sleeves, joking it was the hot box of the skies.
By late 1943, a new beast is being loaded onto ships bound for England, the P-38J.
It looks almost the same, but it is a different animal. It is fast, it is reliable, it is warm.
It can climb to 40,000 feet above the Luftwaffe, and it can dive on them at speeds they cannot match.
In the briefing rooms, the experten take little notice of the P-38's return. The Gabelschwanz? That problem, they are about to learn how wrong they are.
February 8, 1944, 32,000 feet south of Frankfurt. The air is a chaos of contrails.
Hauptmann Victor Hartmann is in his element. His Jagdgeschwader is tearing into a box of B-17.
He snaps a B-17's wing off at the root with a precise burst of 20mm cannon fire. Now he must deal with the little friends. But then, his wingman's voice screams in his headset.
Achtung, Achtung, oben, oben, above, always above.
Hartmann cranes his neck. His stomach drops. Diving from the sun is a swarm of them. Fork tails. Hartmann snarls. Arrogant fools. He kicks his Fev 190 into a climbing turn, expecting the P-38s to wallow and stall. They do not. The new P-38Js meet his climb and accelerate past him. Hartmann watches, stunned, as the lightnings climb above him, turn, and then dive.
One of them falls onto the tail of his wingman.
Break! Break, Kurt! His wingman snap rolls, the classic Fubbly 190 defense. Hartmann kicks his own plane into a violent split S, diving away. This is his ultimate escape. He will plunge to 15,000 feet, where his Focke-Wulf is king, and the P-38's controls will lock. He will live to fight another day. He plummets, the engine screaming. He glances back. The lightning is still there. It is not just following, it is gaining. For the first time in 500 combat missions. Then, the American pilot opens fire. It is unlike any attack he has ever seen. There is no sparkle of converging tracers from. Instead, the entire front of the P-38 central pod erupts in a solid, terrifying stream of fire.
4.50 caliber machine guns and a 20mm Hispano cannon, all concentrated in a 2-foot space.
It is not a shotgun spray. It is a buzzsaw. A solid pillar of lead and high explosive.
The buzzsaw hits his wingman's Focke-Wulf. The plane is not damaged, it is shredded. The tail assembly is simply severed from the...
Hartmann yanks his stick, blacking out. He escapes, but his blood is ice.
That night, in the mess halls, the experten are no longer laughing.
They have a new name for this reborn high-altitude monster. It is born not of mockery, but of pure...
Spring 1944. The skies over Europe have been inverted.
Before, the German experten owned the upper altitudes. Now, the hunters have become the hunted.
The P-38J and the P-38L can go anywhere. It can escort the bombers not just to Frankfurt, but
It is the first American fighter to fly over Berlin.
And it does not just escort, it hunts.
The new doctrine is simple. Get high. P-38 groups. They climb to 35,000.
Below them, the drama of the air war begins. The main bomber stream arrives. The German interceptors rise to meet them.
And that is precisely what the P-38 pilots are waiting for.
Hauptmann Viktor Hartmann is one of the few veterans left. He now leads a staffel of teenage boys in big...
His new assignment is not to attack the bombers. They are too well protected. His mission is to attack the escorts.
He leads his 109s into the fray, spotting a flight of P-51s and diving to engage.
But as soon as he is committed, as soon as his attention is locked on the Mustang in his sights, the radio erupts with the one call he now dreads.
Teufel! Teufel über uns! The devils! Above us! He doesn't even have time to look. From 10,000 feet above the main battle, the P-38s have been watching. They have seen his attack, seen him commit. And now, they fall.
With their dive flaps engaged, they plunge vertically, their airframes silent, invisible, and moving at over 500 miles per hour.
They are not dogfighters. They are assassins.
A single P-38, flown by a 22-year-old from Ohio, picks Hartmann's 109. The German pilot is completely unaware.
He is a dead man.
The P-38's computer assister gun sight, the K-14, places a perfect pipper on the 109's engine. The American pilot presses the trigger.
The buzzsaw activates. For half a second, a solid column of 20mm.
The P-38 pilot doesn't even watch. He keeps his speed, pulling out of the dive at 15,000 feet.
The joke has become a nightmare. The clumsy forktail has become the angel of death.